How? An hour? What time is it? 5:08.
Yeah.
So, my bad. I was trying to cool down the space.
I appreciate that.
It's the effort and the thought that counts, huh?
It is a thought that counts.
What are you doing?
I'm getting pop culture.
You're getting your content right now?
Not like right now, but like
You can't get the content now.
well, Megan Rapinoe's whatever her last name is, World Cup career comes to a tearful end.
I don't know who that is.
She's the purple-haired soccer player who complains that women's athletes don't get paid as much as men, and that's sexist. She's one of those.
One of those.
One of those.
One of those people that complains about things publicly.
Well, like,
I think if I put the...
there was a press conference.
Yeah.
Where... Why are you playing God of War right now? What's going on?
What do you mean?
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just checking up on Brock to see if there's some upgrades available right now.
Is this a bit? Am I missing something here?
No, it's not a bit. I'm gonna look. I can.
What?
I just got the blades. I gotta upgrade them.
What is this?
Which one do you think I should upgrade to?
Are we secretly streaming?
I should go 4, right?
Is this we're streaming?
No, we're not streaming.
Wh-
Precision recovery handle. I don't know which one of these would be the best. Right now.
What's going on right now? Where am I?
Keep the people occupied for a second. I just gotta,
Is this an alternate dimension?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have I just been lost in an alternate dimension?
I'm just gonna play a little bit of God of War.
I thought you said we're doing the podcast.
We're on the podcast right now.
Well, then I'm going on TikTok.
No. One of us has to actually be talking to everybody.
No.
It doesn't work that way. Jonathan.
What do you mean?
It's a bit, but just go with it.
Oh my gosh.
It's a bit. Here, if I say it's a bit, will you talk to everybody?
Yeah. I'll talk to everyone. All right, cool. Thanks. Megan Rapinoe did not get the Women's World Cup farewell she wanted on Sunday, a penalty that sailed over the crossbar, the last international play by one of the United States' most decorated players. America's soccer's charismatic figurehead. I wouldn't call her that. But
charismatic figurehead. Wow,
I know.
That's a big title.
That's a very large... That's like too much. Was sent on as a substitute in extra time. But the last 16 game against old foes Sweden ended 0-0 before the Swedes won the penalty shootout 5-4. Rapinoe was one of the 3 American players to miss her spot kick. This is the balance to the beautiful side of the game. I think it can be cruel, and it was just not our day. Renowned for her reliability as a penalty taker, Rapinoe says...
I got deadly grips of fury on my pommels.
That's what they call my dogs. Rapinoe says missing one of the final moments of her career felt like a sick joke. Well, like...
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, she was in like a press conference where she was complaining how... we're going to get canceled, but that's okay.
Okay, go ahead. Give us your thought. you worried me on this end. She was in a press conference.
She was at a press conference, and she said, I don't know word for word exactly what she said, but she was like, despite doing the same job as men, I get a fraction of the pay.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like, listen, women's soccer, great, fantastic. But can we not pretend that women's soccer is equal to men's soccer? Can we not do that? Can we just like not? I don't understand why the world has to pretend that women athletes are the same as men athletes.
Well, I think what it is that the goal is to have there be no difference between a male and a female athlete. That there aren't really male and female athletes. There will just be human athletes.
No, that's disgusting. Because you see all like the drama of like transgender, like men that transition into females and then dominate different sports,
right?
In high school and colleges, and that to me is really vile.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But we're supposed to pretend that.
Hey,
it's
look
fine.
what's on YouTube.
Government may have confirmed non-humans. Half episode with docs and Crocs.
That's you.
That is me.
Yeah, you're on there.
Wow.
I haven't put a new cover on it yet. I already made the cover, but I didn't put it on.
Wow.
I just went to reach for my phone, and then I realized that my phone
It's recording.
is the thing that's recording.
I feel like I just need to throw my phone away. You know? I just need to get like a not smartphone.
Get a they're called light phone. Light phone, LITE phone, light phone. And it's just like a little rectangle, a little white rectangle with like kind of like an ink reel screen on it. Like you can do like maps, text, call. And I think maybe you can listen to some music. But like there's no apps. There's no nothing. It's revolutionary.
It's revolutionary. Going backwards in time is revolutionary in today's world.
It's huge. So yeah, get one of those, and then you just pop your SIM into that whenever you either want to go like you could just swap your SIM back and forth. You take the SIM out of your iPhone and throw it in that phone whenever you're going somewhere where you're like, you know what, I don't want to be distracted.
Right.
I want to leave my main device at home.
Yeah.
Or like if you're going for a run, whatever.
There's, I mean, I like Spotify, but you know,
Yeah.
I can just keep my.
Just got to load your 15 favorite songs. You got your one playlist on there. This is for me when I'm going berserk. This is my berserker playlist.
You just start screaming while you're listening to it.
Have you seen that guy? Have you seen that guy on TikTok?
Uh-uh.
That reminded me of that guy. And he makes these videos. I wish I knew who he was or I could pull him up right now. If I clip this, I'll tag him. He films himself like walking with his friends, and they're all just normal. Everybody looks totally normal.
Yeah.
And he'll be like walking through a parking garage or walking out at night, straight face, just, hey guys, we're headed to McDonald's. Help me! Somebody help! Help me! Every video. So you just know somebody's hearing like this blood-curdling death screams.
Yeah.
It's just this guy making content.
Man.
So that could be you running. You put on your playlist and then just
Start screaming, help me.
Yeah.
And I just start speaking Japanese.
Okay. You could do that. What?
I don't know. I just thought of something random, you know? Just came.
Sasuke Nakaniya! Ah! Someone's going to comment and be like, do you have any idea what you just said? So you probably can't see it in the video, but I have a shop vac right here. This is my failed attempt at a cooling device because as you can see, we are back in the studio.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to record outside. I wanted to get video again because I expect that this is going to be a good time. This is going to be a good episode. And so I filled my shop vac with ice and sucked air in, like turned it so that the blower is blowing instead of the sucker sucking. The sucker's sucking, but the blower is facing us. And that didn't work a whole bunch.
The amount of innuendos that we have in our podcast is something.
I'm just talking about there's
Yeah,
the
but
reverse.
you made the giggle.
There's the
You had the crazy giggle.
I
in
have
it.
to go. Oh no!
You had the crazy giggle in there.
So it didn't work very well. I saw a bunch of people do it. It was like called like a redneck air conditioner, and all these rednecks like, listen, you two today, I'm gonna fill up this cooler with ice. I'm gonna drill a hole. I'm gonna cut a big hole up in the top bit, see, and now I'm gonna put this little corded fan right on the top and duct tape it, and now I don't put a 4-inch piece of pipe on the other side. The air's being sucked in and blown out of the pipe.
So what I'm hearing is you didn't follow the redneck steps. Because if you have like a fan blowing down on it and then it cools down the air later to be pushed out.
Well, I just thought, it's sucking in one end. It's cold in there.
Yeah, but it's an electric motor.
Blow out the...
It's not the same.
Oh.
So the electric motor, that's what generates
That's generating a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
But like...
So even though it didn't work...
Yeah.
This episode, I wish would be sponsored by GFuel. GFuel, the official drink of esports. Go ahead and grab yourself a GFuel. All natural energy, no sugar. The official drink of PewDiePie, Crash Bandicoot.
I've been asking for this for an hour, and now I understand why you didn't give me any G Fuel.
Yeah, man, why don't you just trust?
Well, like,
Ooh, drink that one.
yeah, that's the one I was peach ring. Ooh, that sounds like super sweet though.
It's not.
Really? Oh, oh my God! I just want to. Oh, it's just.
I just witnessed. Okay.
Well, it's cold. It's hot in here, man, and this is just cold.
Just the way it like skewed your glasses and like.
It's like so. Oh.
It looks like you're surrounded by a circle of G Fuel cans.
Stop.
And you're sitting in the middle.
Stop. No, not like this.
All right, what flavor do I want?
Oh, it's so cold. And
So I got a Crash Bandicoot in here.
Gosh.
This I don't know what
It's magical.
the official drink of esports, G Fuel. Please sponsor us, please. I was a streamer once too.
Oh my God.
Should I drink the PewDiePie?
Dude, it's mad. I don't care what you drink. I just love this.
I have the PewDiePie can.
Oh, it's so cold.
I don't know what
And
this is the
magical.
limited edition.
Oh my God.
I don't know what flavor it is. How am I supposed to know what the flavor is? PewDiePie.
Oh.
When I'm looking for a flavor of drink, I don't usually grab for another man's gamer tag. Like, do you want watermelon, peach, blueberry, or PewDiePie?
Just enjoy the moment.
You need to relax. You need to come down from there. You need to come down from way up on there where you're at.
This is so. Oh, it feels so.
G Fuel coming at you with flavors like PewDiePie, peach rings, Wumpa fruit,
Wumpa. What's a Wumpa fruit?
and sour chug rug. Oh boy, you know I need to get me on some sour chug rug.
You look like a chug rug kind
That's
of
the
guy.
official. That's the name of this episode. Chug rug.
Chug rug.
Welcome to the chug rug. Is that another streamer's thing? Who's this?
Gosh.
This one, it didn't even have his name. I guess you're just supposed to know who he is by his slouchy. Oh, he's a FaZe Clan guy.
Oh.
He's wearing a FaZe hoodie. All right, here we go. Cracking into a G Fuel that was chilled in a dirty shop vac. On your marks, get set.
That's incredible. That's magical.
Oh, it's Rug. That's the name of the guy.
Oh.
Rug, the streamer.
FaZe rug.
FaZe Rug.
Yeah.
How do you become a part of the FaZe clan?
You just get really sick at a first-person shooter. Or like Rocket League or...
I just don't know, like... I don't know if I would want to be part of a streaming clan.
So, like, I see it... I don't know. Back when I was in, like, primary school, what was really popular is a lot of streamers... Great. If I say grade school, it sounds like I'm in 5th grade.
Back when I was in primary school, when my mummy would let me go on the computer, sometimes I would pull up a YouTube's video. My mummy, MUMMY, my mummy would let me pull up a YouTube's. And for 30 minutes, I could watch a YouTube's. And I would pull up my favourite streamer,
Are you done?
FaZe Rug. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So when you were in primary school,
So when I was in primary school, like streamers getting a house altogether was like becoming more and more popular.
oh yeah, hype houses.
But like on the surface that sounds like a really good idea,
Right.
but also you don't really know someone until you live with them.
That's for sure. Sorry. That was you.
You're just gonna expose me like that?
No. You're good. Keep going.
And like, I feel like it would be a really good idea to start out with, but also it would quickly devolve. Like most of the hype houses that I've seen have devolved in like a month or less.
Yeah.
There definitely needs to be like a, I don't know, we all agree to a certain set of like code of conduct or.
Right. And then if you're gonna have a code of conduct, then you have to have like a penalty.
Right.
Like, what are the penalties? Because if it's just like, hey, these are the rules, guys, then when someone doesn't follow them, and you're like, hey, man, it was your day to clean off all the controllers.
Right.
And then he's like, then you're just like, hey, oh, okay, I guess you're not going to do it.
Because you know if they're streamers, like they're obviously like big personalities.
Right.
And most of them are in their early 20s. They're not, they have really big, dumb kid brains still.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah. Big dumb kid brain is like, it's when you F around and you don't expect to find out, but then when you find out, it's like a surprise.
It's all at once.
Yeah. It's like, what? You mean my actions have consequences? Oh my gosh. You mean my parents were actually trying to help me and weren't being big, stupid, dumb, boring adults? What?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's big dumb kid brain.
Yeah. So you're how old?
23.
I was just I was trying to. You're supposed to be like, I'm not gonna.
You just gotta rub it in,
Not
don't
gonna
you?
tell. Hey, look, man, you're doing great.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna serve the country.
Not confirmed for sure, but
All right, good.
I have to be cleared by the Bureau of Medicine. And then I have to get a waiver for my tattoo
Well, that's right.
since it's past my wrist. But after that, then I can apply. And then I wait to hear back.
Spooky.
It's spooky.
Okay, sorry. Sorry for the pause. I had to do a pause. I had to do something I've never done before in
Paused it in front of God and everyone.
podcast history.
In front of God
I
and
had
everyone.
to. It's fine though. Okay. So, what are you doing now?
I'm checking to see how many GFuels I can get
For what?
for the with the government's money. Hang on, man.
Guy's gonna go into the military and just get a shanky ton of G Fuels with his. Yeah, when I found out, like, there's more and more places that I keep finding that are actually carrying G Fuel. So I've started shopping at Albertsons because I stopped going to Smith's because of the whole fentanyl, being accused of doing fentanyl in the bathroom thing. And so I've been going to Albertsons, but Albertsons doesn't carry a lot of like the healthy energy drinks that I would usually get. Or so I thought. And then today, when I went to go buy all that ice for my failed shop vac swamp cooler.
I hate it when you can't remember your sign-in information.
And then you go to reset password and you put in the new password and it says you can't use an old password.
Yeah, and like you save your password on some devices, but it doesn't always like transfer on all your devices, so then you're just like, anyways, sorry.
Worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I found G Fuel. I was about to leave and then I like turned a corner and there it was, all the flavors. I know. Speaking of being saved on all of your devices and, you know, just technology in general. Do you know who Sam Altman is?
No clue.
So Sam Altman is the AI guy. He's like one of the OpenAI, you know, OpenAI, like ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
So Sam Altman's one of those guys. He's like the guy.
The main guy.
Yeah. So anyway, he has created something called WorldCoin.
Yep.
And it is a crypto system. And the way that he's getting people involved in WorldCoin is by putting these orbs in different countries. He's setting up these big silver orbs And if you find where one of these orbs is, you find out where one is, and then people will go in droves. They'll line up to go have their eyeball scanned. They'll scan their eyeball into this orb system. And by scanning your eyeball, you get world coin. You get some world coin.
This is like some Illuminati stuff.
Isn't that the craziest thing? This is a real thing that's happening right now. Real thing. Go fact check away, fact checkers. You can go get world coin right now by scanning your eyeball on one of Sam Altman's balls.
Again, it's just penis and ball.
You just need to find one of Sam Altman's balls first, because they're all over the place. You need to find one of Sam Altman's balls, look at it really hard. It'll scan your eyeball.
We have the humor of a middle school boy.
And then you get world coin. Which I'm just like, okay, so the way that you get into this new cryptocurrency is like by giving it's an identity thing. Like, oh, I scan my eye and then I get world coin, like this one world coin by giving my eyeball scan. And I'm just like, what are they going to do with that? What happens to your eyeball scan?
Well, a couple of years later, you're not going to be able to get into the bank without an eyeball scan filed with the United States government or wherever you are.
They're already on their way. We have FedNow. FedNow was passed. FedNow is a utilization of essentially a crypto network that banks can sign on to that would allow any person to transfer money instantly anywhere in the world. Because right now to like transfer money, there's like all kinds of fees.
Yep.
And if you want to do it overseas, it's like big fees. That's why there's like Western Union and all that. But FedNow would pretty much, as when banks sign up for it, when you want to transfer money, it turns that money into an algorithm, like a code, and like instantly transfers that money anywhere for next to nothing. But then there's also like all of these stipulations that come with that when it comes to like the government can pretty much know everything that's in your bank account at any time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hey, let us know in the comments. Are you scanning your eye on one of Sam Altman's balls to get world coin? Yes or no? And let us know why or why not. You all right over there? Or are you gonna?
Yeah. I had thoughts, but then I had to burp. So
that's your
just
signature.
Yeah. So like, at some point, the government's just gonna decide, hey, I don't want you to have money anymore, and then just take your money.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be like the guy that was locked out of his house by Amazon for supposedly being racist.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you were accused of doing something that would lower your social score. Locked out of your house.
Right.
So next, it'll just be like, oh, you didn't help that little old lady cross the street.
Right.
Bank account locked. You're poor.
Speaking of government control,
Insta poor. Yeah.
I watched Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And what'd you think?
I mean, 3 hours. I mean, it was an incredible movie.
Yeah.
But it was also like 3 hours of really dense dialogue, story. It was like a whole biography in 3 hours.
There's a lot to fit in that 3 hours. There's a lot happening,
Yep. Oh, I know.
Bombs.
Yep.
Communism. Boobs. Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm. See, Robert Downey Jr.'s character I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
Mr. Strauss. He had a line where he said, like, always give the knife, or something along the lines of, like, always have someone else hold the knife that you want to use.
Ooh.
And that power always lies in the dark. Like, actual real power. So, the things that come out to light about the government and the aliens and all of this are, I mean, just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, of course.
And, I mean, especially with Oppenheimer, like, the guy was smeared. Yep, there it is.
I'm sorry. I was legitimately, I was like not trying. I was trying so hard. I was really listening, and I thought like you're gonna take it in a. Like in my mind, I was like, I want to joke about certain things, but like I want to hear your thoughts for real. And when you said he was weird.
He was. Because he had a change of heart and he didn't want like the United States to invest in atomic bombs and hydrogen bombs and all of those situations. Because he had a change in heart because he realized don't you do it.
No, just go on, please.
Yeah. Because he had a change of heart and he realized like the effects of his decision between the two atomic bombs, like upward.
You need to keep going. You need to just keep going.
Between the I can't keep.
You can between the two atomic bombs.
Between the two atomic bombs, upwards of 200,000 people. Why am I laughing?
That's not even funny. That's not funny.
A
lot of people died.
A lot of people died, and understandably, he felt like guilty.
Right.
Because he helped head. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah. What did he help do?
Oppenheimer got the Sloppenheimer. Multiple times in the movie. Okay. Is that what you wanted to hear, Ryan? Is that what you were waiting for?
He realized that
the Sloppenheimer only gets you so far.
Sometimes the Sloppenheimer gets in the way. When we need to make a meme, and it's just that shot from behind, like Emily Blunt's perspective, when Cillian Murphy and Florence are getting it on in that room. Is it megatons? Is that how many they meant? What's the
kilotons?
So we need to. So it's that picture from behind.
Yep.
Or it's that picture of his eyes, like, and then anyway, and it just says when you meant to make the yield 3 kilotons, but instead you got 20. But it's just him and Florence, because it's. He thought he was going to have a smaller yield, and then it was a lot. What? You get what I'm saying? It's a double joke. It's funny for more than one reason. Okay. Anyway,
so if you haven't seen Oppenheimer, he gets the Sloppenheimer, but that is a very small portion of the movie. Movie was really well done.
It was really well done. It was very good.
And like the scene of them actually testing the atomic bomb at the Trinity site was masterfully done.
I think so too.
Because there was no music, there was no dialogue. You just saw like that white light for a few seconds, and then the actual pillar of flame, and then the delay that would have happened between, the bomb going off and the shockwave actually hitting. And it's crazy to me that the observation places were like 10 kilometers away and then 10 miles away, and they still felt that big of a blast.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolute bonko crazy. And I don't know if they did it on purpose. I don't know if I'm tripping, but like Teller, the guy who wanted to research the hydrogen bomb during the Los Alamos project, when he was putting sunscreen on his skin, and then later in the movie his skin looks a little like decaying, or I don't know if that's... Huh. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that.
His face looked like the radiation he experienced at the Trinity test site because he was looking at it.
Oh, that could be.
Like I don't know.
Just like a nod to reality.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, that's pretty bonko, loco, crazo.
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. I think, no music, no dialogue, and no CGI.
No.
Which I was definitely one of the people that was sucked into that marketing tactic just by bringing that up on YouTube and stuff. Like, Christopher Nolan didn't use any CGI. And I'm like, what? And that, like, pulled me in. So that worked really well. But, yeah, it was a combination of, I think it was propane and gasoline. Or gasoline and some other, like, accelerant. And they just blew stuff up. There's big booms and flares. So
Wow.
I thought it was great. I mean, it worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of action. There's more full on action in that movie than I thought I was signing up for. I didn't realize that Oppenheimer was such a doggy McDoggerson.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're just going for that right away. As soon as like she made eye contact with him, I was like, she has the crazy eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That is it.
If you want to see crazy eyes,
Go see Sloppenheimer.
just the way she looked at him, I was like, that's not a normal person.
Are you into communism?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the scene when they're in the
It was just like
in the room.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, because I saw more of Cillian Murphy than I wanted to see.
I thankfully because of
I'm
your
pretty sure there was like
your warning.
0.5 seconds of Cillian Murphy testy.
Yeah, because of your warning, I just didn't look down there.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to see Cillian Murphy in
so
that
just
light.
be careful if you're gonna go see Oppenheimer in IMAX 70 millimeter. Don't sit in the front row, because you might get a little tickle on your widow's peak. Imagine if they put it in 3D. Sloppenheimer 3D IMAX. And during those scenes, there's like a little thing that comes down and like tickles your.
That's terrible.
You get a little bit of.
Stop.
You get a little bit
so
of tickle
bad.
right on your widow's peak, right on the. Masterfully done. Masterfully done.
Probably best movie of the year.
Oppenheimer was a master physicist and a master baiter. He's just an all around smart guy. You know?
Ever since your house has been like this warm, you've like devolved into middle school.
The heat is getting to my brain.
It's getting to your brain.
The
a
heat
little
is
bit.
getting to me. I'm very hot all the time.
All the time.
I'm always sweating. I'm you now. I just
does it
caught
feel?
whatever bug you have.
How does it feel to be sweaty all the time? It's gross.
It's not. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
Yeah,
It definitely
I hate it.
kills my vibe.
Yeah.
I can see now sometimes why you're kind of like. It seems like you're vibing, but only internally. Like the vibe isn't coming out fully.
What?
Sometimes when we're together, like sometimes it seems like you're internally vibing, but like the vibe isn't reaching all the way to the surface. And I understand now it's because there's like this barrier of sweat and discomfort that's kind of keeping your vibe in.
I see.
And that's how I feel now. I feel like I'm vibing internally, but it's hard to show it. Because there's just this layer of like,
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't shave my neck beard, so to everyone who's watching, I probably just look like a homeless man snuck in to try to get some AC and then was disappointed because there isn't any.
Sir, we don't do that here.
Oh. Speaking of barriers on the surface, leprosy is surging.
Oh yeah, Florida.
Cases of leprosy in Florida.
See, to all the like anti-vax moms out there, this is what you get. You get leprosy.
Is that
No, I have
is
no
that
idea.
your stance?
I have no idea. It's
the
probably not
official
linked at all.
stance of Croc is that if you don't get vaccinated, you're gonna have leprosy. I just couldn't believe it. I thought like leprosy, the skin-eating virus.
Well, like in today's world, thankfully, there's a cure for it. But
yeah, so I was just like, why is leprosy surging? Like, what does that mean? It says that there's surging cases of leprosy in Florida. And it showed pictures of people's faces just like,
oh, great.
I'm like, what in the world? How do you
What's
even
going
get
on in
leprosy?
Well, like armadillos. carry leprosy. They're like one of the major carriers of leprosy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Armadillos?
Yeah.
The hard things? The big shell boys?
Yeah, the big shell boys.
Why do they have leprosy? They barely have skin.
I don't know. But they're like major carriers of leprosy.
I've like met people that have armadillos, I think.
Well, like wild armadillos.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
So like somebody pet an armadillo in the wild and got leprosy?
I have no idea.
You think somebody was like getting the freak on with a shell boy?
Why does it always have to be this?
I'm just like, how do you get an armadillo disease? Like it's just a rock with legs underneath.
Yeah,
I feel like at least to get the leprosy, you'd have to be flipping it over. And if you're flipping over the armadillo, what are you doing? Get out of the woods. Are armadillos in the woods?
Probably.
Are they like in Australia?
Well, apparently they're in Florida.
I guess. Somebody illegally took an armadillo as a pet, and they didn't realize the consequences.
Do you remember when like there was a big surge of measles in like big cities?
We've lived through so many disease surges that I don't even know anymore.
It was like surging in New York. This was pre-COVID. But like
Measles?
yeah, measles.
I still don't really know what measles are.
Well,
it's just more bumps, right?
yeah, pretty much.
It's all just bumps.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear like measles, I just think measles and mumps, and I think like kids shows,
Right.
old kids shows. Oh no, measles and mumps.
And it's been pretty much eradicated because one of the vaccinations you get as a kid is for measles.
As a kid, I got what, like I got the chicken pox.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody gets the chicken pox once, and then that's kind of it. I got the chicken pox 4 times.
That's impressive.
And every time my mom would take me to the doctor, they were like, you know, months or like a year apart. Like it was just, and they were like, yeah, he's got the chicken pox. And my mom was like, he's already had the chicken pox. So I might have had like smallpox. I don't know.
You got chickenpox, smallpox,
Measles.
rabbit pox.
Rabbit pox? Is that a thing? Rabbit or rabid?
Rabid. I don't know.
Rabbit
I just
pox.
made that up.
Tick pox.
I don't know.
We should start an app called TikTok. TikToks.
What?
And it's just short videos of people's bumps.
That's disgusting. That is the worst idea.
Dr. Pimple Popper can go on there. Anybody who's got...
Love some Dr. Pimple Popper.
Are you into that?
Yeah.
You really are.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand that.
It's just,
I can't watch it.
It's so satisfying.
I cannot.
It's like that, you know?
Don't ever. Because that was like a pop and a squirt.
Yeah.
I can't do both. I can't do both.
It's like so... Because you know when you get like a juicy pimple on your like face or under your beard or...
Yeah.
And you like pop it, but there's also like that squish you feel.
Okay, calm down. Yes.
Of all of that pressure like that's built up inside of the pimple.
That's the thing. I like popping my own pimples.
Right. And so now
But I don't want to watch anything squirt and pop. I don't want to watch anything squelch out of anyone else's body.
But it's so satisfying.
It's so disgusting. No. She does like the cysts.
Yes. And
Like
they're just
like
pouring.
Shut up. Okay. I almost threw up. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Like some of them are actually really disgusting.
I literally just now had a moment and I was thinking about it too hard and I thought about like an old guy with one of those big gourds and then she... Shut up. Shut up. Oh my God. I need to think about something else. I need a palate cleanser. Holy crap. I don't know how anybody gets down on some of that. Like, I don't know how you get down on that.
Like the cysts are a bit much. Like I'll admit it. I can only watch it for a little while before I'm like, holy moly. But like the ones where you have those Asian like beauty spas where they have the little knife and they like a bunch of blackheads. They stab the blackhead and then they squeeze out all the little...
I'm so sorry, listeners. I'm so sorry. I wish that you could do what I'm doing right now. I'm pulling up a video of adorable puppies just so that I... Oh, corgis.
They're all corgi puppies.
Oh my God. Wait. That went from cute to concerning so fast.
That's so cute.
He fell so far.
Oh, I hate those dogs.
Really? Why?
The crusty white dogs. They're disgusting.
Have you
man.
met Ruby?
Yes.
Okay.
They're just like, I don't understand why people have those dogs. They just look so disgusting. Aww.
Anyway, I needed something else.
Yep.
I needed something else. But see, I'm kind of a weirdo though. Like I can't watch the pimple videos.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I see censored cop videos of like shootings, stabbing, stuff like that, I'll go look for like the uncensored versions of the body cam videos.
Naturally.
I don't know, but it's not because I'm like, oh yeah. It's just like my brain is just like,
I want to see.
what happened?
What happened?
Like what's going? I saw the craziest one the other day.
Mm-hmm.
This cop, I guess it was a warrant. I don't know. I think there was a warrant out for this older guy. He was like 49 years old, and he's like kind of dressed interestingly. He's got like kind of a trench coat thing going on, but he looks like he's like straight out of England. Like he just looks like an old guy from England. And the cop is like, "Hey, stop! Like we need to talk to you." And he's like, "And why do you need to speak with me?" And the guy was like, "We have a warrant for you or whatever." And he's like, "For me? I'm certain that that's not true." And as he's saying, I'm certain that that's not true. And he starts unbuttoning his jacket. What? Little old me? Well, and he reaches into his freaking jacket and just pulls out a gun. Like, but he's not like, it was just so different. It wasn't like, get the F out of here. Like, leave me alone. He was just like, me? What do you mean? And then he just like pulls out a gun and the cop just like blasts him. Because, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
As soon as you reach for a gun in that situation, like.
Yeah, I don't know what, like, people who are confronted by cops and are just like, allow me to quickly reach into my waistband.
Right. Like, what do you like? The cop probably already has, especially if there's a warrant out for your arrest of like a violent crime with a weapon. They probably have a gun pulled on you. Like, what goes through your brain of like, hey, by the time I pull out my gun, and I'll have more time to shoot them than they will have time to shoot me. Like, come on.
I don't know. I guess at that point, it's just kind of like, I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good to go right now.
Right.
Or I guess, like, I don't want to go to jail, so I guess I'll
Bang, bang.
I'll go out. I don't really know.
At that point. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I saw a video, this is not the same, but it was another thing that I was just like, curiosity really started to get to me.
Mm-hmm.
So this woman called the police and said that her son was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And they went and searched the house.
Oh, yeah.
And the cops, like, you see it's body cam footage from the police officers, and they go into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come down the stairs to the basement, because they're just looking for any evidence that might show like where he's at or whatever.
Oh.
And they take a towel off of this bucket, and the guy's head is just in the bucket. And the cops are just like,
what?
Hey, man, you want to come look at this? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like to be a police officer is redonkulous to me.
Yeah.
Like, just the amount of like, you could be a police officer for like 10 years, and it's just one day. You and your buddy like just came. You're finishing up your Stripes burrito, and you get on this call and like, hey, we need to go check out this house. They tell you we need you to go check out this house. And then and you're just like shooting the shank with your bud.
Yeah, and
You're
the
like, oh, what do
lady
you think?
seems normal.
And then you just, I think she didn't do it.
Oh,
She didn't kill. I think
it's in her basement.
his girlfriend killed him.
Yeah, that's a crazy girlfriend sort of thing.
His girlfriend like super duper killed him.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, I mean there was like more than death happening there, but
Right.
apparently I saw her name on the thing, but I don't. I'm not big on like giving people any attention like that. But she killed him, sexually assaulted him,
Yikes.
and then took his head off.
That's like some cult stuff.
Like that to me, yeah. I'm like,
That's like some stuff you see in like The Exorcist or like. Yeah.
and then just put it in a bucket and covered it with a towel. Like that too. I'm just like, when people do crazy stuff, and then they don't even like. It's just like, I guess I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, we'll just throw a towel over it. It'll be all right.
Out of sight, out of mind. I don't understand that at all. I mean, I don't understand the beginning of it, but I definitely don't understand the end of it either. Another guy was chopped up, a crypto millionaire. I don't have his name either right off the... Look it up real fast. Just, you have a phone.
I do have a phone.
We can keep these things going that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just look up crypto millionaire beheaded.
Crypto millionaire beheaded.
And see what comes up.
Missing crypto millionaire find dead and dismembered in suitcase.
Yeah, what was his
What?
name? Because I want people to know this guy's name.
Fernando Perez Algaba.
That's right, Fernando.
Oh my gosh.
Fernando Perez Algaba. So he was a crypto millionaire, big crypto investor who went missing. And then some kids found his head.
Stuffed in a suitcase by a group of children playing near a stream in Buenos Aires, Argentina, according to police.
Like, what the heck?
That's Illuminati stuff.
Like, what kind of, like, okay, when I think about, like, gangster stuff, when I think about, like, mobster, like, where's the money? Like, I'm going to chop you to bits. But, like, now the crypto world, we got people getting chopped up and thrown on the side of the road in Buenos Aires. Like, what is going on? That's a story.
Power lies in the dark.
That's a story that we're going to keep up on, I think. We're going to find out what happened to Fernando. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. Are there going to be crypto mobsters?
Cripster. I like that.
Cripster.
Yeah.
It'll be a new app. But if you're a crypto mobster, you sign up for Cripster.
Yep. And puts out local crypto hits. And the more hits you do, the more crypto you get.
I think a lot of ghetto guys dressed in blue though would like download that app mistaking it for something else. Like a social media app just for Crips. You know, like the Bloods and the Crips. Remember those guys? Remember that old chestnut? Remember the Bloods and the Crips?
No.
You're lying. This time you're lying. You don't know. You've never heard anybody talk about the Bloods and the Crips.
Well, like, I've heard about it, but I never knew what they were talking about.
I'm flabbergasted. Is our age difference is that what it is? Is it an age thing?
I guess.
The Bloods and the Crips are the two most, like, famous street gangs ever.
Yep.
The Bloods, the Crips, red, blue, rival gangs for, like, ever and ever and ever. You didn't know that?
Not really.
That's crazy. I just thought everybody knew that. I'm old.
You're not that old.
You're making me feel old.
Well.
You know, like Brooklyn. Bloods and the Crips. Golly.
Sorry, pal.
Golly. Anyway, what would a crypto mobster look like? Back in the day, you know, it was suits, hats, ties, and shiny shoes. We should start a crypto. I can't stop saying Cripster. We got to start a crypto mobster club. You just have, like, gold leaf cigars with the Bitcoin symbol on them.
That's pretty baller.
I feel like crypto mobsters would just look like pimps. Like purple trench coats, big chains with the Bitcoin logo on it, or the Litecoin. You have the Bitcoin mob and the Litecoin mob. One wears purple, one wears lime green. Wow. They fight in the streets over who's going to, you know, give me your Bitcoin wallet address or I'll blow your brains out. See? I'll pump
you see? Yeah.
I'll pump you full of lead, see?
Yeah.
Transfer 2.39 Bitcoin into my wallet right now, or I'll dismember you, see?
Yeah.
So I just don't know, man. I don't understand when, like, high profile, like, I don't know, it's like rappers get killed left and right, but now we got crypto guys that are just getting murdered. I don't get it.
I don't know. The powers that be said the person was dangerous, and they
Right? Like, is that it? Is it just that, like, he was offed because he had too much wealth in crypto?
Or maybe he knew something he shouldn't have.
That's just crazy. It makes me nervous sometimes to, like, go into... Because, like, I'm pursuing acting.
Right.
But, like, what happens if you make it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, sometimes I think about that. I'm like, what happens if I make it in acting? Like, I really make it. And then one day...
Person in
a spooky outfit.
a
Someone in a spooky suit.
spooky skeleton scoot.
Someone in a spooky suit comes in and is like, hey, do you want to know all these secrets about secret stuff? And then I'm like, not really. And they're like, well, now I have to kill you because I asked you about it, so now you know that it is. Like, just by asking you if you want to know about it lets you know that there is it. And you can't know.
And then you just end up dead on the news.
Yeah. And then you'll have to sit here on the podcast talk about it with your new host.
I don't want to live in that world.
I know.
That's so sad.
It's scary.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Oh.
Mm.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
I don't know what happened to... what just happened to good old-fashioned mobsters? Good old-fashioned, go to the hardware store, buy yourself a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Shoot up a bar in the middle of the day, broad daylight, pay off some coppers.
Yeah.
And then go home to your family and
like
some filet mignon.
Yeah. You go to the deli, you see some guy in pinstripes, and you're like, I don't want to screw with that guy. And
Tell.
Yeah.
Easy.
You live, pinstripe guy cuts you in line. You don't say anything because you'd rather not get sliced up.
There you go.
Oh.
I used to play the game The Godfather for the PlayStation 2.
It was a game.
It was a game.
Oh, wow.
It was actually really, really good.
Oh, wow.
And it was kind of like Grand Theft Auto in
Yeah.
like the sense of like, yeah, you could take cars and just run around, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Or you can like follow the mission of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a little bit more mission heavy. It wasn't as free, but it was free. Like you could just free roam.
Right.
But my favorite part of the game was extortion. So you would go to like a liquor store
Mm-hmm.
and you go to the store next to the liquor store and you plant dynamite behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
And then you blow the place up. And then you go into that other liquor store and you're like, hey, you're gonna pay me $500 every month so that something like that doesn't happen to you. We wouldn't want that to happen. The guy's like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like extortion. Hey, John, you ever just wake up in the morning and want to extort a couple gas stations? Well, Bill, I was walking down the street the other day and I noticed that a couple of gas stations looked a bit too happy. So I planted some dynamite on one and then ran to the next one and said, hey, it'd be crazy if a gas station blew up. And then I blew up the gas station.
Yeah. And then I went to the gas station across the street and said, hey,
Hey.
we wouldn't want that happening to you, would we?
It would just be crazy if something like that happened to you.
Yeah. Oh! Speaking of blowing up gas stations,
Of course.
we left the house today, or you were on your way to our house today, and
Yeah.
it looks like there's like the craziest,
Plume.
fattest plume of thick black smoke that has reached us already. It is like hanging over our house because a recycling plant at the edge of town is on fire right now.
No, actually, somebody just released a mixtape,
Right.
and that's why.
Right. Lil Yachty came to Albuquerque.
He dropped a fire new mixtape.
It's crazy. It's like this whole. It looks like something you would see on social media, like about news, like a news story you'd see on social media. It's the
Right.
thickest black smoke. It's over the mountains entirely. It's over our house, and I'm just like, recycling plant at that size probably means like tires, like rubber, plastic, paper.
Or they just didn't buy insurance from the mob.
That's So I have something to tell you. I was out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I passed by this recycling plant. I thought, hey.
You didn't split the profits with me?
No, it's just crazy. When we saw it, Brianna was like, maybe they just didn't want to pay. Like, places will do that. And like we're pretty sure that Rebel Donuts might have done this. Because you can just like set your business, like if your business isn't making enough money, you can just like set it on fire and then collect insurance or whatever.
Yeah.
It sucked. I had just become a fan of Rebel Donuts and then they burned down.
Yikes.
Like Rebel Donuts has been around forever and ever. And I finally like started going. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start going and getting donuts.
Two Boys is better though.
And I really see that's why they had to burn it. Because of the opinions like that. It's people like you made them set their own kitchen on fire so that they could collect the insurance money.
Two Boys is better.
I've never had Two Boys.
It's incredible. They fill the donuts on site.
I've never had Two Boys donuts.
Why are you making this weird?
I'm not.
Why are you giggling though?
I'm not giggling.
Why'd you just giggle? Yeah, they can fill your donuts right then and there.
So, okay. I don't really like filling in my donuts though. I'm not a fill guy.
You don't like Boston cream?
No.
What?
No.
What?
I don't like Boston cream.
Oh my god!
I do not like creamy, thick. It's so much.
It's that Bavarian.
You have that nice donut, and then you bite in, and the whole inside just goes. Oh, I hate
It's fantastic.
that. I can't
The
stand
Bavarian cream is incredible.
That to me is a Dr. Pimple Popper video waiting to happen.
No. I went to Birmingham, Alabama for like a church conference thing, and we went to like a local donut shop between one of like the two sessions, and I got like a Boston cream donut, and you could see the vanilla bean inside the Bavarian cream. It was like one of the best donuts I've had in my life.
Maybe if it was like a thin layer, like when you're cutting into a cake and there's like layers of cream in the cake, that's nice. When there's more cream than there is cake, it's just sugar. It's just like sugar
but it's
gel.
Delicious.
No, can't do it.
You're telling me you don't like a sugar covered donut that's filled with jelly?
Ew.
What?
No. Maybe I could take a bite.
What?
But then there's so much jelly.
It's
You want to
so
know what my
good.
favorite donut is? My number one favorite donut to
I don't
have
want
with
to
a cup
hear
of
it. I don't want
coffee
to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're gonna ruin donuts for me.
is the classic cake donut. Unglazed.
I hate you so much.
Classic
hate
original
you.
cake donut.
Okay.
Unglazed, unsugared,
There's like
just warm.
There's like 5 red flags there.
No, there isn't. Stop.
Number 1, cake donut, disgusting. Ugh, gross. If you don't get a yeast donut, you're a Nazi.
Jesus. Jeez.
Number 2, nothing on the donut, just a plain donut. That's again
Just a
disgusting.
classic
I bet you
original.
like the mini ones too.
No. Big ole.
Gosh, you are. Ugh.
And when you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you try to order a classic, like an original,
Yeah.
they glaze it. No.
That's like
No.
the whole point of donut is like you.
There is a bakery that used to be next to the Bible bookstore that I worked at. And I would go in every morning and I would get a big coffee and I would say, just give me 2 classic donuts. And they would just give me 2 plain
Ew,
donuts.
ew.
And they were just these golden brown warm discs.
Ew.
Warm rings. And you crack them in half and you dip them in your coffee and they soak up all that coffee. And you bite them and it's just like just coffee bread squish.
Coffee bread squish.
There's nothing better than that sweet coffee bread squish in your mouth.
That's. I remember growing up in Virginia, for like baseball fundraisers, you had to sell like Krispy Kreme donuts. So you would have like dozens and dozens of Krispy Kreme donuts. I feel like there are very few things in this life that are as good as like a Krispy Kreme donut. You're joking. You know, I don't say it. Don't say it. Don't speak to me right now.
I don't know. Maybe there's just so much sugar.
It's so
sugary.
like if you get a fresh Krispy Kreme donut and it just like melts in your mouth and
See,
it's
as soon as you say the word fresh, I just think plain.
no,
just warm, dry donut.
and it just like melts. You take a bite and like you don't even have to chew. You can chew it with your tongue. It's like so tender.
Okay.
and soft
Yeah.
and just.
Are we still talking about donuts? Or?
Yes, we're still talking about donuts. There are very few things that compete with a fresh Krispy Kreme donut.
There are very few things that compete with a fresh out of the thing, just
I can
plain.
I can
warm
imagine
donut.
a lot of things that are better. So many things that are better.
I just feel like you're just tearing me down.
No, your opinion sucks.
I don't know. Like, okay, here's what I like when I think about like classic cop show,
Yeah,
and they have their coffee
yeah.
and their plain donut.
I know that.
Broken in half, you break it in half, and you
Yep.
just dip each half in your coffee, and it
It's
just soaks up that, and it's hot,
no,
and it's nice.
No.
Hey, if you're on your way to work right now, just go get yourself a plain.
Do not get a plain donut.
Rich classic
Do
donut.
not get a plain donut.
And a pinion coffee, black, no cream, no sugar, and go dip that donut in that coffee.
That's disgusting.
That's a dream for me.
No, it's not.
That's perfection
You're
to me.
lying to yourself.
I'm just telling you.
It's just,
I'm trying to wake you up from the matrix
It's not
that you're
it.
living in.
It's just so much better to have a nice yeasty glazed.
Also, what is the
donut.
difference between a cake donut and a yeast donut?
So the yeast donut isn't nearly as dense as a cake donut. So when you bite into a yeast donut, you get a lot more bubbles. Like, how do I explain this? In like sourdough, there's really big.
Yeah, I was going to say, it
Bubbles.
sounds like you're talking about a bagel.
Yeah. So you open up like a sourdough loaf and there's big old bubbles because the
Yeah.
yeast has a lot of time to
guess,
do its
yeah.
thing. So a yeast donut has a lot of bubbles, which makes it light and airy and amazing. But a cake donut is like this really dense. You have to like chew it. It's like, ugh. It's gross.
I'm going to go ahead and say you're wrong. You're just incorrect.
It's just not. I don't understand.
Sometimes you're just incorrect. And like,
I don't.
there's growth to be had.
We're going to put up a poll.
Ooh, you know what I tried once and it ended up being so phantasmic.
What?
When you go by the tube of Grand's biscuits, like Pillsbury
Yeah,
Grand's biscuits,
Yeah.
and you take each biscuit out and you just poke a hole in it and you just stretch it out into a ring
Mm-hmm.
and then you just fry them.
Oh, wow.
And then you pull them out and you can throw them in a bag with cinnamon and sugar, or you can just eat them and then you've got some just donuts. Just on-the-go donuts.
That's pretty genius.
Yeah. What is his name? Hawkeye. I can't remember names of anybody. Is that guy? Have you seen the guy on TikTok?
Mm-mm.
And he's lives out in the middle of the woods with his dog. And he's like every video he records the video, but then he does voiceover later. So it's like, "Hello, buddy. Come join me for some jitter juice and some brown bag donuts. Oh, and of course I've got my buddy here." And he's just like this really calm guy, and he like cooks in the woods with his dog, and then he brings the food back inside, or he eats it outside, and he plays like old Game Boy games, or he watches like VHS movies. Like he's just like living the simple life out in the woods. Like he doesn't have any modern anything. Just like old movies, old video games, good food, coffee.
Speaking of old video games,
Yeah.
have you ever played Pikmin?
Pikmin?
Pikmin.
No.
Came out originally for the Nintendo GameCube.
Never had a GameCube.
And they just released Pikmin 4 for the Switch. And apparently it's really good.
What's the point? What's the
So
synopsis?
Pikmin 1, you're Olimar,
Okay.
and you crash land on an alien planet where these plant things are called Pikmin. Pikmin are like plant people that you can direct, and you like use them to help find parts for your ship to put your ship back together so you can go back home.
Okay.
And you like fight little different things with it. It's really like cutesy, artsy game.
Is it multiplayer?
I don't think
I
so.
imagine if it's for the Switch, right?
I don't think it's multiplayer, unfortunately. Yeah.
We need to play.
We do need to play a multiplayer game, like a co-op game together.
Yeah. Because we just haven't in a while. I really wish that you were into Portal Knights.
Gosh, that game was so...
When did you even play it?
It's so gross.
When did you play it?
I tried it because it was free, and I was like, this is disgusting. This is the worst, like, game physics, game feel. Like
I feel like you're not talking about the game I'm talking about.
No, we tried playing it together.
When?
Like COVID times.
Really?
Yes. You were like...
Because Brianna and I would play it way pre-COVID, like long time ago.
You're like, download this game, we can play together. And then I downloaded it. I was like, this is disgusting.
It's literally just Minecraft.
No, it's not. No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's Minecraft.
It's not just Minecraft.
And then they
can't
made
say that.
It's just softer Minecraft. It's Minecraft with all the edges smoothed out.
No, it's not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just,
we need to try again.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
I'm not touching Portal Knights ever again.
I just miss that game.
It's disgusting.
I loved it so much.
It's
you can build like these huge houses, and
we need to play Portal 2 together.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, Portal 2 is a fun one.
What I really want to do with you,
mm-hmm.
and I maybe this is me just trying to live out my childhood. I'm a very I go back a lot.
Yeah.
Whenever I want to do something new, I want to do something I've already done. I'm kind of a loser. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of living in the past. I'm gonna be that guy who's like 50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be like, come on, guys, let's go download TikTok. It's super lit. Let's make a TikTok, guys. I'm gonna be 50, and I'm gonna meet some 19-year-old guy and be like, hey man, let's make skits. And he's gonna be like, get out of here, grandpa. What the hell? Anyway, what I would love to do with you is I just want to get a good middle of the road Xbox. I don't need the newest Xbox, but also not an original Xbox. Like an Xbox 360, just middle of the road.
Yeah.
And I would love to play through
Halo.
all of the Halos in co-op mode.
You can get, I think it's Halo Legacy Edition or Combat or
on Steam,
Master Chief Collection
on Steam.
Yeah, and it's all the Halos.
So maybe I would be down for that.
Yeah, but 2 controllers.
There's something about that.
Yeah, there's something
split screen.
Yes, super nostalgic. Super nostalgic. I remember growing up, we didn't get I didn't get the PlayStation or the Xbox. We were a Nintendo family.
Okay.
And so we had a Nintendo 64, and there was this game, Tales of Symphonia, where it was a RPG, and you're this crew who's tasked with delivering this child of the prophecy to go through different trials and to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
And, classic RPG.
Yeah.
And you played as different... there was a swordsman. There was a swordsman who could also cast spells. And then there was a spellcaster and a healer. And that was your team. And then me and my 2 brothers... So Daniel would be first player. He's the oldest, obviously. Ben would be casting the spells in the back line. And I was the support middle ground between the 2. So I'd be up in the front lines with the sword, but also casting spells and doing cool stuff. And that game took so long to beat. We played it for a year.
Damn.
And when you're a kid, a year is an endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's forever and ever. But it was so sweet because whenever you would play against a boss, because it wasn't games back in the day really understood what difficulty was. And so we would go to the next boss and we would get our poop rolled. It would just slap us across the face. And so we would have to go out and grind for levels and actually get stronger so we could play against the boss. And just the satisfaction when you were a kid of beating a really hard boss with your brothers on the couch. There's just very few things like it.
I want to find what, instead of having to go back to the old things, I want to find what are those things now? They give that level. I don't know what it is about I don't want to get into like I know I think we're kind of gaining a reputation sometimes as like the conspiracy cast or whatever, and so I'm glad we haven't really gone into that in this episode. But just to say, like, sometimes I find it easy to believe like that we entered a different dimension or something, but I think it's just age.
Yeah,
because when you look back, like everything felt different.
Yeah,
there was just like
you didn't have responsibilities.
I guess that's it. Is that what it is? Like I'm gonna be 30 years old.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I find myself a lot like,
because
imagine like really looking, like feeling young and just like.
In like elementary school and middle school, you got home from school. Like, what was your responsibilities? Like doing the dishes or like cleaning, doing your homework, and then you had so much time to just play video games. So you can invest hours and hours into video games. But now it's like you got to pay bills and you got to take care of a family and you got to work and clean and
yeah. And I think the thing that I ran into, like for me personally, like I was a victim is a strong word. I'm not playing that card.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a quote unquote victim of kind of like I grew up, the first time I had a PlayStation, my uncle like bought it off the street and got like a bunch of games and like brought it to our house. I had the PlayStation 1 and I like played it, but my mom, I think, was part of that generation of like, if you play too many video games, like it's going to do something bad to you. Mm-hmm. And so I think I got a PlayStation 2 many years after it was released. Mm-hmm. And every time I would get in trouble for something, like the PlayStation was the first thing to go.
Yeah.
Or like there was always crap around that, and there was always like you can't play for too long.
Right.
Or like and then my PlayStation 2 went missing, which is like, how do you lose a PlayStation? So I'm pretty sure my parents sold it. And then that was it. Like I never had an Xbox. I never had any other gaming system ever. Mm-hmm. I would go to friends' houses and they all had like the big systems. And my friends would all have Xboxes and they were like, oh yeah, we play Halo all the time. Mm-hmm. And they're like super good. And so I would go over to my friends' houses and they're all like wicked, wicked good. And then I was always like, not very good.
Yeah.
And so when I got old enough, like I had a roommate when I was like 20 years old who bought a PS4. Mm-hmm. And that was like, the PS4 had been out for a long time, you know. I appreciate that about PlayStation, about game systems in general. They don't come out every year.
Right.
Like iPhones.
Like phones, yeah.
But I didn't I didn't buy a PlayStation until I was 20.
When did you get married?
4.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the PlayStation 5 that I have, that is the first game system in my life that I bought like within the year that it was launched.
It was so difficult to get.
I know, and it felt like a victory.
Yeah.
And I've played it so little.
Thankfully,
I mainly went after it because I was a streamer. I was like streaming at that time, and I was like, if I get the PS5 and I release a video about getting it, and I like, it's gonna be such a big deal. It's not that big of a deal.
It's not that big of a deal.
I still play the PS4. Like the PlayStation 5 didn't really revolutionize anything for me, and there's not like a lot of games for the PS5.
Right.
Like if you want to play your PS5 as much as you played your PS4, you have to take your PS4 games and put them on your PS5.
Yeah. I mainly use my PS5 to play Rainbow Six Siege and Rocket League, which came out for the PS4.
So, and there's still not even like there's not a PS5 edition of Minecraft yet.
Yeah.
You're still playing PS4 Minecraft.
I'm surprised Minecraft has lasted this long.
It's just, and I think Minecraft lives on our nostalgia.
No, guaranteed.
Like that's what keeps it alive.
Because Minecraft came out like when I was in elementary school, I think. What year did Minecraft come out in?
I might almost actually know this. 2009?
Yeah, I was in 3rd or 4th grade when Minecraft came out.
Look it up for real. I might be wrong, but
What year did Minecraft come out in?
I think we've talked about this before.
2011.
Oh, 2011.
So
Oh, okay.
I was in 5th grade.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
5th or 6th grade. And like I remember Minecraft before it had a hunger bar.
Yeah.
And it was you just instantly ate a cooked pork chop and you got a bunch of health back, and now you can stack cooked pork chops. Like what?
There used to be nothing to Minecraft. It was just sandbox squares. Like there was just the ground, the trees.
Yeah.
That's it.
And all those streamers with like the cool mods that would just post all these videos, like Sly Foxhound and Paperbat VG. Like they would just have all these really cool mods, and they would be older, so they would have cool coder friends that would help put together these custom mods for them. And you're this like 13-year-old kid, like this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think I've told you about like at the time that it came out, I lived with that family.
Yeah.
And the one kid had like, so several of the kids in the house had Asperger's. And so they didn't have like incredible social skills, but each one of them was an expert in something.
Right.
And one of them, he would like almost never leave his room. He was up in his room all day, and he would either be making music on like FL Studios, which is Fruity Loops Studios, or he would be playing Minecraft. And he would be like building redstone machines in Minecraft.
See, I don't understand redstone machines.
I don't either.
Yeah.
People have built entire functioning computers. Like one group of guys built a computer in Minecraft that could run Minecraft. Have you seen that?
No.
They literally, I swear, like after this, look it up.
Yeah.
They built Minecraft, like graphics card, GPU, like built it all in Minecraft and then built a screen. And it was running like 2-bit, like Minecraft.
That blows my mind.
But anyway, so he would do that, or he would buy graph paper, like square graph paper, and he would design his own skins, and then he would scan them into his computer. And so all of his characters had like custom skins that he drew and designed. And I was like, I don't even have like a grid for that.
So what we're trying to say is enjoy the season that you're in.
Yeah, because one
day you're going to look back and be like, oh, I wish Minecraft didn't have a hunger bar.
Yeah.
And now I have a hunger bar.
Now I have a hunger bar and no 401k.
And no 401k. So appreciate the season that you're in. Learn to enjoy it, even though there's some good, there's some bad, there's some ugly.
Don't piss off the crypto mob.
Don't piss off the Cripsters.
The Cripsters.
And Megan Rapinoe is a fraud.
Oh, man. I forgot about that. Anyway, thank you guys for listening so much. I want to plug this really quick for all of our listeners who are here in New Mexico. So for all of our regular listeners who are here, a shout out to you guys. I talked to Matthew when we were on the way to Colorado. He's still listening. He listens to every episode. He's still listening. So thank you guys. But to everyone else who's a regular listener, I want to let you know that we are going to be doing a triple feature of the past 3 films that we've shot this year. And we are in talks with having a private showing of 3 of the films at Flick's Brewhouse, which is like a big theater. We would be renting out the biggest theater they have. The goal is to have 200 people in the theater.
Wow.
And we would have private servers. Your ticket price could possibly include the movie, drinks, and food.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know. That's all like kind of preliminary, whatever. But if you're interested in that, send me a message, leave us a comment. Just have that in your calendar. We want to get as many people to that as possible.
Yeah, shout out to Hiking Boots. We appreciate
Shout out to
you.
Hiking Boots.
That was the LA cast was an absolute blast.
That was some straight fire.
That was.
We had Evelyn on there. We had Matt on there. We had a studio audience. We gotta have a studio audience again.
Definitely. And your hot take that Raising Cane's is better than Chick-fil-A is not true.
Okay,
but thanks for listening.
I changed my stance on that.
But thanks for listening to Docs and Crocs. We appreciate it. And we can't wait to see you next week.
I had Raising Cane's recently, and I was like,
It's not that good. It's like pretty underwhelming.
it's really good if you're in Texas.
I don't understand.
But if you're here,
Yeah, why does Texas just have better things?
it's a red state. Thanks for listening. We love you guys so much. Tune in next week. Jump on the Patreon. Find us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We love you so much. See you next time. Oh, I can't believe I need to stitch these episodes together.
It's a red state. What an absolute try.
Okay. All right. Well, that was good. It took forever. Sorry about my notes.
You good?
That was a mess. So, you're going to be kind of mad at me. Well, you're not going to be mad, but you're going to be like, are you kidding me?
What?
So, remember earlier when I was like, oh, stop talking about the GFuels before that, and I grabbed the bag?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's in the fridge. I bought a bottle of sake. And then when I bought it, at first I was like, oh, we can have it tomorrow because you're making like the pork belly. We're going to do like the Korean barbecue. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, or we can have it during the cast. I just totally forgot, so it's just sitting there. You see.
I gotta come in a war crime in your bathroom.